Hello, YouTube. I just woke up, so I'm like kind of not the best. Um, I don't know. I look a little busted, but that's okay. Because I wanted to start filming regularly. You want to say hi to my panda? This is my panda Bing Bing. I love it. Got it for Valentine's Day last year, so I always like snuggle with her. Um, Anyway, oh my gosh, my hair. I just want to like make sure it looks normal, but now you can't see Bing Bing. Oh well. Um, anyway, so I was gonna film a video yesterday, but I was um out getting ready for school because I start my new semester tomorrow. I'm in my last year of college at like a small liberal arts university, so tomorrow is the start of my last year, so this is gonna be weird. Time has definitely flown by. It's something that I didn't think was gonna happen. Like, I don't know. I mean, you think about college and then you think about school on these like really minute levels, and then you don't think about like it's gonna end sometime soon, so it's kind of weird. But I wanted to film because uh I've been really thinking about um being an INFJ, which is um one of the personality types that um you can be diagnosed with if you take the Meyers-Briggs test on like introversion and extroversion and what kind of different levels of introversion and extroversion you have. And INFJ is the rarest personality type to have. Only like 4% of the population are INFJs. Some like notable celebrities that are INFJs are like J.K. Rowling, Nicole Kidman, um, I think Nelson Mandela, but he might be an INFP. I'm not quite sure, but so there are some people there. It's a very rare personality type, but it's a very cool personality type, but it's often misunderstood a lot. I know for me, one of the biggest things about being an INFJ is that it comes with other intersections that are not related to Myers-Briggs, but I mentioned in my last video, like being an empath and being a highly sensitive person, an HSP, and also having traits of codependency. They all stem from, my core personality, and also having, a lot of anxiety, social anxiety, anxiety to just regular anxiety, not exactly social anxiety, but that's one of the components. Um, they're all kind of interconnected. I've read a lot about myself because at the beginning of the summer I still didn't really know myself, and I really took the summer to make a journey to get to know myself better. So I was doing a lot of reading about the intersections that INFJs um, have with other people and other personality types and other different levels of your personality. And one of the things about being an INFJ is that I it's very hard for me to talk to people. I have friends, and a lot of my friends are extroverts, and I love being around them because it helps me break out of my shell. But it's very hard for me to talk to people and like get to know them. I think that's one of the scariest things about meeting a new person to me is like asking them questions and like getting to know them and trying to figure them out, and then being like, okay, did I already ask that? Is that a weird question to ask? Is this something that's normal? And am I being the one that's weird? And I always get really anxious about like the art of conversation and about did I say something weird, or like do people even talk like this? Like I get very caught up on like social idioms and like social etiquette, and like people don't talk like that. People don't text like that. And one of the things is like for me dating wise, it's really hard for me to talk to new girls and talk to different women because I get scared that I'm boring and that women are so dynamic and complex that like I want to know more about them, but I'm like, where do I start? And so a lot of times I'll start talking to someone and ask them a bunch of questions, and then I'll get really nervous, and then I'll be like scared to keep going, or like scared to initiate, or keep the conversation going, because um I'm scared that I'm being really boring or really weird, or that like nobody talks the way I do. And sometimes that leads me to subconsciously seek people that invalidate my conversation skills, and like invalidate my shyness, and not necessarily shyness, but my introverted aspects. Um and so I'll seek people that do that because I'm already like, in my head kind of replaying this tape of, oh, there's something weird with how I talk to people, or there's something weird about me because I'm not like everybody else, or something. Like it's just it's really weird. um Another thing that kind of, oh no, okay, I dropped my phone. Sorry. Another thing that kind of bothers me um is like when I go out in public, and I like to go out on dinner dates by myself. I like to do a lot of things by myself. So I go out to restaurants by myself, and I read, and I just don't talk, and a lot of people look at me. And I saw this video. I'll talk about it, or I'll link it in the description, called How to Be Alone, and it really changed my life. It's like a slam poetry video, but it's also very informal and very educational, and um, very it's very cool how the narrator talks about being alone, and like, maybe when you go out to restaurants by yourself, people are looking at you because they want to be there, like maybe they're surrounded by a group of people and they want to be alone, like you don't know. And so I have to keep that in mind when I'm going out to eat and like people are looking at me, because I'm always assuming that like it's something negative, and that it's like they don't understand me because I'm an introvert, and like they don't understand that like sometimes I am a social introvert, meaning like I want to go out and see other people, but like I don't want to actually interact. Sometimes I just want to like stay by myself, or like with my friends. Sometimes I feel like it's very hard for me to express that like I want them around me, but I want to do my own thing at the same time. So like sometimes when I'm hanging out with a group of my friends and like I'm spending the night, I'll just read, 'cause like they're on their phones and I'm just reading, and like I'll interact, but it's because like I don't know what to say, and I also want to do my own thing, but I also love their company. And like I don't do that all the time. It's just like when we have like little downtime moments, I'll go out and like, do things with them and participate, but it's very weird for me to navigate introversion and extroversion, and like when, not necessarily when to turn it off, but like how I can like break out of myself, I guess, when it comes to meeting new people, and when it comes to interacting. And I think on the large scale of like being black and being introverted, it's like such the non-stereotype, even though stereotypes are ridiculous. Like people don't expect black people to be quiet and to keep to themselves, even though it's ridiculous. And I think another thing that I've noticed is when I talk about my introverted aspects, a lot of people, especially white people, say stuff like, "Oh, that's so cool," or like they look at me like in this kind of like model minority way, that I like to read, I like to go out, I like to look at museums, I like to do a lot of things in like solitude, because they don't expect me, I'm assuming because I am black, that they don't expect me to be that kind of like introverted, very uh, reclusive type person. And so it bothers me that that's like a stereotype, because I know there are other people that are like me, that are people of color, that are black. Like it's a personality type that holds no bounds to your gender, your race, your socioeconomic status. It's just, it's who you are. And it's not 100% true. Like, no one is just 100% like their Meyers-Briggs personality type, or no one is 100% an HSP, or no one is 100% an empath, or like whatever their label is. So you have to keep that in mind as well. So going more into what empaths and HSPs are, like highly sensitive people and empaths tend to be very drained by social interaction as well, but they're good at reading people. They're good at like hearing people's stories. Like people will randomly come up to you and want to talk to you and discuss things with you. And they can feel and sense other people's emotions. And so they are pretty like susceptible to manipulators and narcissists that manipulate them. And a lot of times I think a lot of narcissists and manipulators think that they don't know that they're being manipulated, but like they think that the empath or the highly sensitive person is too naive to know. But I've known every time I've been manipulated, I've just allowed it to happen because I thought, oh well, I have to because I want to help this person. Like that's the nature of an empath. And a lot of codependent people, and they're not the same because codependency is a little bit, it's stronger to where you feel like you really don't have a sense of self at all. So you do things to be conniving in a lot of ways, and you manipulate people by trying to people please. Empaths can act similar, but they don't mean to. And codependents don't mean to either, but it's stronger on a codependent nature and a codependent side. And going through therapy and learning that about myself, that I'm kind of both, and walking the line and trying to understand what being both means. It's hard because yeah, like I've put myself in situations where I've been manipulated pretty hard, and I've allowed people to manipulate me, and I've hurt myself by not believing that I have a self, and by forgetting that I am a person of worth and I don't deserve to be in a situation where someone's going to treat me like that. You know, it's hard once you wake up and you realize that that's, you can change that. And by being an empath, you can also stand up for yourself and like have this hidden strength that you have, and help people and want to help people and want to love, and also have a grasp of other people's stories, but also retain time to understand yourself and maintain yourself first, and not give yourself away. So I think that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to talk more about it next time, but like in the next video. But I don't know, just like I was noticing that like yesterday I felt a little anxious, like because I went out to eat by myself, and was reading a book, and I would notice a couple people looking at me, like an IHOP, in a restaurant that's anti more casual. I don't really notice the stares, but like I was at the Cheesecake Factory, so it was kind of like, oh, like people are here mostly in groups with family, and I felt really really like suffocated a little bit. But I wanted some downtime before the semester started, so that's why I went out and took myself out. And I've been having kind of a hard self-love week, but it was okay. Like I did it, and I just, lived my life and read my book, and it was a very enjoyable lunch. So alright, well, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!